All right, so we'll find a comfortable seat and begin by rubbing the palms of our hands together, bringing focus and energy into the palms. Taking the fingertips and gently brushing them across the forehead, temples, and cheeks, brushing away any worries or expectations. And bring the fingertips to the eyes, palms to the cheeks, turning your attention inward. And take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. When you're ready, float your hands down, extending your spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Lift your heart with each inhaling breath. Sitting bones sinking toward the earth with each exhale. We'll tune in with 3 ohms. Feel free to join in or just absorb the vibration. Take another deep breath in. Take a moment to absorb the vibrations of the mantra as it connects us all as one. Allow yourself to settle here this Saturday morning and set an intention for your practice, something you'd like to nurture or cultivate within yourself. And bringing your awareness to your breath. Allow each inhale to bring you here, to this room, to this moment. Allow each exhale to release anything not needed for your practice today. Allow the belly to soften and expand as you take your next breath in. And as you exhale, draw the belly toward the back. Follow your body's rhythm. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly and open the ribs. And as you exhale, contract the belly and soften the ribs. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding and opening, contracting and relaxing. With your next inhale, expand the belly, open the ribs, and lift the chest, creating space for your heart. And as you exhale, contract, relax, and lower. Continue this full deep breath, expanding your lungs in all directions with each inhale. Completely releasing the breath with each exhale. One more full, complete breath. And when you reach the end of your exhale, gently returning to your natural breath. Noticing any changes you feel in your mind or body. Remembering that our breath is always with us to help find those moments of peace and calm. Bringing your awareness to your right hand, allowing the tips of the thumb and pointer finger to come together, and bring those fingertips to your heart center. Turning your attention deeper inward towards your heart, looking within for your inner light and your inner joy. As you find that connection with the light within you, allow its warm glow to flow on the breath throughout your entire body. As you find that connection with your inner joy, allow it to radiate up onto your face in a smile. And breathe it out into the space around you. As we continue our practice, allow your light and joy to flow through each breath and movement, honoring all of who you are in each moment. When you're ready, you can float your hand down. Gently open your eyes, switching your legs or changing positions as needed. And then with your next inhaling breath, let's scrunch our shoulders up by our ears. And as we exhale, press the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Bring the hands in front of the chest, palms facing down. Tuck the shoulders back and down. Lift the heart, gently squeezing the shoulder blades, strengthening the muscles around the scapula, drawing them down the back. And pressing the elbows back toward each other, lifting the heart, squeezing the center of the shoulder blades toward each other, wringing out any tension. And opening the arms wide, turning the palms up, lift the heart a little more, drawing the lower corners of the shoulder blades toward each other. If it feels okay, pressing through the palms, flexing the wrists, breathing into the heart. And let's bring the arms in front, crossing the right over the left, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or left hand around the right wrist. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing into the upper back as you gently squeeze the arms together or push the elbows away. And if it feels okay, following the breath, begin to lower and lift the elbows. And with your next inhaling breath, lift the elbows up a little higher, gently arching. And as you exhale, round. Letting the weight of the arms open the back a little more, dropping the chin. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. Unwrapping the arms, open the arms wide, pressing through the palms, lifting the heart, drawing the shoulder blades down toward the back, or down toward each other. That's, sorry, the lower corners of the shoulder blades. And then bringing the arms in front, crossing the left over the right, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or right hand around the left wrist, or hands at the shoulders. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Neck is nice and long. Chin draws back toward the throat. Breathing into the upper back. Squeezing the arms together or pressing the elbows forward. Letting go of any walls or barriers in the back. And as it feels okay, you can begin to lower and lift the elbows. And with your next inhaling breath, lifting the elbows a little higher, gently arching if it feels okay. And as you exhale, round. Dropping the chin, letting the weight of the arms open the back. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. And unwrap the arms, opening wide. Let's make some circles with the wrists. And reverse. We'll bring the hands to the heart, interlacing the fingers, pressing the palms out in front. Roll the shoulders forward, round the spine, drop the chin. Inhale, lifting the palms up, gently arching. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Once more, lift. And, oh, sorry, I got myself distracted. Leaving the palms up, gently drop the chin down with your next exhale. Softening the elbows, roll the upper corners of the shoulder blades toward each other, wringing out any tension. Softening the jaw and releasing the back of the neck. If it feels okay, you could press the palms a little higher. And with your next inhale, lift the chin. And as you exhale, float the hands down. Let's go ahead and inhale the right arm up by the ear. Exhale, reaching across the body. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. And exhale, reach. Dropping the right hip toward the mat, lift the heart. Reach through the fingertips as you hold and breathe. Opening the right side of the body. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, floating the hand down. Inhale, left arm up by the ear. Exhale, reach across the body. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. And exhale, reach. Hold and breathe. Dropping the left hip. Lifting the heart, chin away from the chest, reaching through the fingertips. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. And exhale, float the arm down. Let's bend our legs in front of us, or extend them out in front of us. And let's bend the right leg, drawing it in. And then extending out, pressing through that heel. Draw it in and out. And once more in and out. And then we'll bring it in, placing the foot on the floor. Bring the foot kind of toward the, close toward the buttocks as feels comfortable. And then you can actually lift up and kind of scoot yourself toward that heel as well. Lengthening the spine, let's press through the left leg, pressing that heel away from us. And we'll start just by kind of wrapping our arm around that leg, lifting the spine tall, softening through the shoulders. Pressing through the left heel. Noticing if the shoulders want to scrunch up by the ears and encouraging them to soften down the back. And let's bring our hands on either side of the left leg, lengthening the spine. Hinging at the hips as it feels okay, gently walk the hands out just as far as feels okay. Lengthening with the inhale, softening through the exhale, pressing through that left heel. Allowing the body to soften a little more with each exhale. If it feels okay and your shoulder is coming in front of that right knee, you can press the upper arm toward the knee, creating a little leverage as you extend out. And if it feels okay, you could wrap that right hand around by the right hip, sorry. And if it feels okay or accessible, you can then bring that left hand back by the right hip, hooking the fingers, or I should have said this earlier, or you could use the strap as well. Bringing that strap behind you in the left hand, reaching back with the right, and engaging in the posture there with that strap as support. So finding what works for you, whether it's with the strap or the hands. Nice long spine, heel reaches away. And then with your next inhale, we'll lift up tall, releasing the hand or the strap. Let's bring the right foot on the outside of the left knee. And if it feels okay, you could bring the left foot by the right hip for the full twist. We'll bring the right arm out in front, sweeping it across, floating it down, planting it behind the right hip. Then left arm comes out in front, either wrapping around the right leg or on the outside of the leg. Hand can be down, up, or at the heart. Face forward, deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently twist. Lifting the heart with each inhale, gently twisting through each exhale. If it feels okay with your next inhale, turn your chin over your left shoulder, letting that breath go. And then inhale to the right, and letting that breath go. We'll inhale back to center, releasing the arms. And we'll come into cow face pose if that feels okay. You can have the right knee stacked on top of the left. You can have the foot on the floor, or you could also extend the left leg so that the right knee stacks on top. So finding that variation that works for you. Also, you can add blocks or blanket under both knees or one knee. Lengthening the spine, soften the shoulders. Let the sitting bones sink into the floor. If it feels okay, you can begin walking the hands forward, lengthening through the spine, softening around the outer hips. Neck is nice and long. Tailbone reaches out behind us. If it feels okay, you could come down onto forearms or drop the head toward the knees, or you could also place the hands or the face in the hands with your elbows resting on the floor. You could also put blocks underneath the hands or elbows for support. Gently letting go. Breathing into any tightness or tension, not moving into pain. One more breath. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. Let's take the strap in the right hand. We'll bring it over the right shoulder. Left arm works its way underneath. So taking hold of the strap, working the hands together, or if it feels okay, hooking the fingertips together. When you find that comfortable place, lift the chin gently away from the chest, and then draw the chin toward the throat. Soften through the hips, and tuck the right shoulder blade down the back gently. And then we'll release the arms and release the legs. Shaking those out. And take a breath in and out. And we'll shift to the left leg. Let's bend the knee in toward the chest and extend it out, reaching through the heel. Bring it in and out. and in and out. And then we'll bring the knee in and plant the foot down. Get close toward the hip as feels okay. And then you can kind of lift and scoot your hip a little closer toward the heel if that feels okay for your knee. Flexing the right foot, we'll just wrap that left arm around the front of the leg. You can interlace the fingers, soften the shoulders, lengthen the spine, reach through the heel. Nice and long. Noticing any shoulders that want to scrunch up or anywhere that's holding on that doesn't need to. And then we'll bring our hands down on either side of the right leg, lengthening through the spine. Gently walk the hands forward just as far as feels okay. Lengthening and softening, reaching through the heel, lengthening through the neck. As you gently release, if your shoulder is in front of the shin, you can gently press the upper arm toward the shin, adding a little leverage as you lengthen out. And if it feels okay, you could tuck that left hand by the left hip. And if it feels okay, you could bring that right arm back, reaching toward the left hand. You can also use the strap, bringing that in the right hand, swinging it over to the left, taking hold there. Supportive bind, lengthening through the spine, softening through the back of the leg, using the leverage of the left arm to help lengthen the spine out over the leg. And with your next inhale, lift up tall, releasing that bind. Let's take the left foot, bring it on the outside of the right knee. You can stay here or bring the right foot by the left hip, coming into the full twist. Left arm extends out, sweeping across and planting behind the left hip, lengthen through the spine. Right arm extends out in front, wrapping the arm around the leg or bring it on the outside of the leg. Hand can be down, up, or at the heart. Face forward, deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently twist toward the left. Head comes around last. Hold and breathe. Lifting and twisting with the breath. If it feels okay with your next inhale, turn your chin over your right shoulder. Letting the breath go. And with your next inhale, coming back to the left. Letting the breath go. And bringing the torso back to the center. We'll shift into cow face pose. So stacking the left knee over the right, or continuing to have the foot on the floor or extending the right leg out underneath, whatever feels best for your body today. Also, block or blanket underneath or between the knees can be supportive. Lengthening the spine tall, we'll hinge at the hips, Gently leading with the heart, coming forward. Lengthen with the inhale, soften with the exhale. Just as far as feels okay, listening to your body. You can bring the forearms to the floor. You can drop the chin toward the legs if that feels okay. Or bend the elbows, supporting the chin with the hands. And then gently walking the torso back up, lengthening the spine tall. We'll take hold of the strap in the left hand and drop that behind the back. Right arm bends underneath, taking hold of the strap, working the hands closer together, or hooking the fingertips together, whatever feels right for your body. Left elbow reaching toward the sky. Lift the chin away from the chest, and then draw the chin gently toward the throat to lengthen the back of the neck. And then gently soften through the hips, letting the sitting bones sink into the earth. Hold and breathe. And then gently release the arms and the strap. And we'll unwrap the legs, shaking them out. Flexing the feet, lift the spine tall. Let's inhale the arms up over the head. And exhale, fold forwards. Hands on the legs, floor, or feet. Lengthening the spine. Softening through the back of the legs. Hold and breathe, lengthening and softening with the breath. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. Let's take the blanket out from underneath if you still have one under, and we'll bend the knees, bringing the feet about hip width apart. Hands behind the hips, a few inches, fingertips facing the hips. Work with reverse table. So rolling the shoulder blades toward each other, elbows stay bent, rooting into the feet and palms of the hands. With your next inhale, lift the hips up high. Exhale, lower and hover if that feels okay. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Once more, lift. This time, hold and breathe, softening the elbows, hips press high, head extends out from the spine. Really pressing high through those hips, rooting through the hands and feet. And then gently lowering down. We'll shake out the wrists. And then let's come forward onto our hands and knees. With your next inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the spine, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the tailbone around the spine, drop the chin. Inhale, lifting, spine follows. Exhale, rounding. Follow the breath. And with your next inhale, come back to table pose. We'll tuck the toes under, walk the hands out in front a few inches, and press the hips up and back into downward dog. Softening the knees, lengthening through the spine. Shoulder blades roll back toward each other. Heels soften toward the floor, just as far as feels okay. Rooting through the hands and feet, lifting high through the sitting bones. Soften the neck. And let's walk our hands back toward our feet. And bring some blocks underneath the hands if desired. Soften the knees, root into the feet, pressing down, lifting the sitting bones toward the sky. Uttanasana, forward bend. And with your next inhale, soften the knees, sweep the arms out and up. Palms together over the head. And exhale, hands to the heart. Let's come to the center of the mat. And we will work with our full moon salutations. I'm going to take off this top layer. Like I haven't done that all winter. It's been so chilly, but I have a little heater yesterday. Oops. All right. We'll start in mountain pose. Spine tall, shoulders back and down, belly strong, knees soft. Lift the toes, spread them wide as you lower them down, rooting into the earth. Lengthening through the crown of the head, finding your center. Bring the hands to the heart. And then inhale the arms up over the head, palms together. Interlace the fingers, keeping the pointer fingers extended. Rooting into the right foot, we'll reach to the left. Hold and breathe. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. As you exhale, release the hands, step to the left. We'll turn the palms up, bend at the elbows. Feet turn out slightly and bend the knees, coming into the goddess stupa pose. Pushing the feet into the floor, tuck the shoulders back and down. Breathe into the heart, feeling connected to the earth, drawing in that goddess energy of strength and empowerment. With your next inhale, extend the arms and legs. Coming into star pose, fingers spread wide, rooting through the feet, reaching through the fingertips, lengthening through the crown of the head. Hold and breathe. Now lifting the right heel, we'll drop it back toward the right side of the mat. Left toes lift, pointing toward the left short end of the mat. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, press the right hip towards the right end of the mat, reaching the left arm across, coming into Chukinasana, triangle pose. Right arm can float up toward the sky or come to the low back, depending on how your shoulder's feeling today. Rotating the torso to face the wall, rooting into the feet, lengthening through the spine. Let's bend the left leg, bringing the forearm to the thigh. And then we'll sweep the right arm down and out from the end of the mat, little finger pointing down as you lengthen through the right side of the body. And let's lower that right hand to the mat, bringing the left hand back or on the inside of the, outside of the left foot, coming onto the ball of the right foot, dropping into a lunge. If you want to move your foot a little bit to have the feet about hip width apart, please go ahead and do that. Right hip presses forward, left hip presses back. The knee can be on the mat or in the air. Lift the heart. And we'll bring that left hand on the inside of the left foot, bringing that back knee down. If it feels okay, you could come onto forearms. If it feels okay, you could let the left knee fall out to the side as we come into lizard pose. And if it feels okay, you could lift that right knee off the floor. So the belly is strong as the hips soften. Planting the left foot on the mat, we'll come back onto the hands. Plant the right heel onto the mat, bringing the hands to face the long end of the mat and turning the left foot to face the long end of the mat. We'll come into a side lunge. You can stay high, pressing the left foot into the mat, shifting the weight onto the left leg as you open through the right groin. Or if it feels okay for your knees, you could drop the hip by the heel, coming a little lower. Softening through the right groin muscles. And we'll shift coming to the middle and across to the right, shifting the weight to the right foot for that side lunge. Again, either high or low. Breathing into the left leg groin muscles this time. And we'll plant that left foot down, lifting the toes of the right foot, bringing them to point toward the right end of the mat, bringing the hands on the inside of the right foot. We'll come up onto the toes of the left foot, dropping the hip down. We'll bring the knee down as well. Can stay here or come onto forearms. If it feels okay, you could drop the right knee out to the side. And if it feels okay, you could lift the left knee off of the mat. Bringing the right foot back to the mat, bringing the hands to the mat. We'll bring that right hand on the outside of the right knee. You can use blocks here as well to make that more supportive if that feels better. Again, the left knee can be on the floor or in the air. Right hip back, left hip forward this time as we soften through the front of the left hip. Then we'll bring that left foot forward a little bit and plant the heel down onto the mat. Right forearm comes to the right thigh. And then sweep the left arm forward and out from the short end of the mat, coming into extended side angle, rotating the torso to face the wall to the side. With your next inhale, sweep the left arm down and up, straightening the front leg, coming into a high triangle pose. And with the next inhale, come into star pose. Arms extended out from the shoulders, both feet facing the long end of the mat, tucking the shoulder blades down, actively rooting into the feet and reaching through the fingertips. Let's lift the heels, dropping them in slightly, bending the knees, elbows, and wrists, coming into the goddess stupa pose. Pressing actively into the feet. And if it feels, and with your next inhale, we'll step forward or step sideways with the right leg meeting the left, bringing the palms together over the head. And then the hands to the heart. We'll take a breath in and out. And then we'll do the other direction with our full moon vinyasa. Take a breath in and out again. And with your next inhale, reach the arms up over the head, interlacing the fingers, pointer fingers extending out. As you exhale, reach to the right, left foot plants into the mat. Hold and breathe. Next inhale, lift up tall. As we exhale, step right, nice and wide, coming into the goddess stupa pose again. Knees bent, elbows bent, palms turned up, soften shoulders, rooting into the feet. And with your next inhale, straighten the arms and the legs. Star pose, extending the hands out, rooting into the feet, lengthening through the crown of the head. Let's drop the left heel back toward the short left end of the mat. Lift the toes of the right foot, pointing them toward the short right end of the mat. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, left hip presses toward the back of the mat, reaching that right arm across, and then dropping the arm down into Chukinasana. Left arm floats up toward the sky. You could use a block here if that feels better as well, supporting the hand there. Pressing into both feet, lengthening through the spine, rotating the torso to face the wall. We'll bend the right leg, bring the forearm to the thigh, sweeping the left arm down and out through the short end of the mat. Pinky is down, reaching through the side of the body. Extended side angle pose. And turning to face the mat, we'll bring our hands down on either side of the feet. You could bring them onto blocks if you would like. Coming up onto the toes of the back foot, lowering the hips into a lunge, making sure the right knee doesn't go past the toes, scooching those feet forward a little if needed. Right hip presses back, left hip presses forward. Soften through the front of the left hip. Let's bring the back knee down. Bring the hands on the inside of the right foot. Stay here or bringing the elbows down onto the mat. Stay here or drop the right knee out to the side, coming into the outer edge of the right foot. And you could stay here or lift the left knee off of the mat. Bringing the right foot back to the mat, hands to the mat. Bringing the left heel down. We'll turn the right foot to point toward the short end or the long end of the mat, bringing the hands also to face the long end of the mat. Shifting the weight to the right leg, coming into the side lunge. Either keeping the hip high or dropping the hip by the heel, lifting the left toes off the mat. Breathing into the left inner groin. Then we'll shift to the center. Shifting our weight to the right foot. Hands toward the right foot as well, facing the long end of the mat. Stay here in the high lunge or drop into the lower lunge. Breathing into the right groin. Let's plant that right foot down. We'll lift the left toes, bringing them to face the short end of the mat. Both hands come on the inside of the left foot and come up onto the toes of the back foot. Dropping the hips down. Stay here or come onto forearms. Stay here or drop the left knee out to the side, and the right knee can be either on the mat or lifted up, whichever feels best for you. Planting that left foot back down, bring the hands to the mat. We'll bring the left hand on the outside of the left foot. Coming into a lunge. Right hip presses forward, left hip back. Releasing through the front of the right leg. Right hip, lift the heart. Knee can be on the mat or in the air. Then bringing the right foot a little closer, planting the foot onto the floor at a 45-degree angle. We'll bring the left forearm to the left thigh and sweep the right arm out the end of the mat, reaching toward the wall, extended side angle, turning the torso to face the wall to the side. With your next inhale, sweep the right arm down and up, lengthening the front leg, coming into a high Chukinasana. And then with your next inhale, come into star pose, both feet facing the long end of the mat, arms extended out to the side. Tuck the shoulder blades, lengthen through the crown of the head. Rooting into the feet, reaching through the fingertips. Let's drop the heels to the inside, bend the elbows and knees, palms turned up. Goddess Stupa pose. And with your next inhale, rooting into your right foot, lift up tall, bringing the left foot to the right, palms over the head. And exhale, hands to the heart. Let's take just a moment to work with a little tiptoe balance. We'll inhale the arms out to the front. Sorry, hair in my mouth. Soften the knees, spread the toes wide, and find a focus spot for your gaze. And then let's lift the heels gently off of the mat. If it feels okay, you could lift a little higher, keeping the knees bent. You can lower down and rest. You can lift at a lower height. Think about rooting through the ball of the big toe, the root of the big toe. And we'll lower down, lowering the hands. Let's bring our feet a little more than hip width apart. Hip width apart. We'll bring the hands to the heart and lower into Malasana squat. Either working with the high squat or dropping down onto a block or toward the heels. Or coming all the way to the mat. Feet a little wider apart, pressing into the thighs. Lengthening the spine, shoulders tucked down the back. Take a couple of breaths. And then let's come the rest of the way down and meet back in cross-legged. Extending the spine up tall. Sorry. Tuck the shoulders back and down. Inhale through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, drop the right ear over the right shoulder. Tucking the right shoulder back and down. Breathe into the left side of the neck. Heart is lifted even though the head is tilted. And with the next inhale, come back to the center. Exhale the ear over the right, oh my gosh, left shoulder. Tuck the left shoulder back and down. Totally losing my directions here. Breathe into the right side of the neck. And with the next inhale, come back to the center. Exhale the chin over the right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale the chin over the left shoulder. And inhale, center. Let's roll the shoulders back, up and back and down. And then bending our knees in the center of the mat. If you'd like to begin to cover up again, you're welcome to do that. When you're ready, you can take home behind the knees, round the spine, drop the chin, gently rolling onto the back. Shoulders are back and down. Lift the feet up toward the sky. Rocking your hands or a block underneath the hips, supporting the legs. Neck is nice and long. Ankles and knees are soft as you breathe into the belly. Now gently bend the knees, rock the hands or block out from underneath the hips. Hugging the knees in toward the chest. You can gently rock from side to side, massaging the low back. Or if it feels okay, drawing the knees in and out, making small circles with the low back. And reversing the circles. And bringing the arms out to the side, palms facing down, knees together. We'll gently drop the knees to the right, vision to the left, softening through the spine. With your next inhale, coming back to the center. And exhale, dropping the knees to the left, vision to the right. Breathing into the spine. With your next inhale, come back to the center. Lower the feet down. You can walk your feet to the edges of the mat, resting your knees together, or extend the legs out into Shavasana. You can also place a bolster under the knees. And I encourage you to go ahead and cover up a little bit with a blanket to keep the warmth in your body as you rest in Shavasana. Feet about hip width apart if your legs are extended. Shoulders are back and down. Arms slightly away from the body with the palms turned up. Relax your forehead. Soften your eyes. Loosen your jaw. Gently bring your awareness back to the breath. Allowing each inhale to fill you with a sense of peace and calm. Allowing each exhale to release anything that no longer serves you. Let each breath bring you back to your heart center, reconnecting with the light and joy that always reside deep within your heart. Allowing each breath to fill your heart with loving kindness for yourself. And sending that loving kindness to each and every cell of your body. If you would like to receive Reiki through the rest of Shavasana, please open yourself to receive it now. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch in whatever way feels comfortable for you. When you're ready, you can gently bend your knees, roll to your side, and rest there for a moment. And then gently return to a seated position. We'll end with a metta blessing of loving kindness. Please feel free to join in. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings have peace. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. The light in me honors the light in you. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. For our world, for our communities, and for ourselves. Well, thank you so much for taking time for yourself and joining me today.